Hello and welcome to Power Engineering International Newscast. My name is Dermot Williams. In this week's power sector news, the ill-fated Olkiluoto nuclear power plant finally gets a start date, almost a decade late. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia announces first nuclear power plant as part of ambitious programme. High voltage transmission systems poised for capital boom. And German Statistical Office presents new data on EU member state energy dependency. Areva has announced that the troubled Olkiluoto nuclear power plant in Finland will be operational in 2018, 9 years later than originally scheduled. Despite the news of progress, the French nuclear firm said it and its partner Siemens will continue to pursue the TVO consortium for compensation associated with losses accrued through delays. The losses are estimated at $5.1 billion, and the Areva-Siemens partnership is currently in dispute with the Finnish consortium over the assignment of responsibility for delays to the project. Meanwhile, Areva's announcement on a date for completion has been awaited by TVO for over a year, and they have reacted with surprise to the new date, saying that much of the work had been completed and met very high technical standards, and that the extent of the outstanding work to be done was well known. Areva asserts that construction will be completed in mid-2016 and operational in 2018, and blamed the latest delays on TVO processes for approval of systems for measuring and controlling the facility. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has announced that its first nuclear reactor will be under construction by the end of this year. The Saudi government is backing nuclear power as the key to meeting growing demand and reducing reliance on depleting hydrocarbons for energy within the kingdom. The Al Hayat newspaper reports that senior sources in the administration say that this is to be the first of 4 such nuclear reactors planned for the Saudi grid. The World Nuclear Association recently predicted that Saudi would in fact be building 16 new nuclear power reactors over the next 20 years at a cost of more than $18 billion, with the first reactor online in 2022. Global annual revenue from the high voltage transmission system sector is forecast to grow from $20.8 billion this year to $31 billion by 2023. A study from Navigant finds that the growth is being driven by the dramatic expansion of high voltage transmission systems in the Asia Pacific, Latin America and Middle East and Africa regions. Navigant compares the pace of growth in those regions to the initial wave of electrification and transmission system growth that was seen during the 20th century in North America and Europe. James McRae, Navigant's senior research analyst, said that the HVTS market will see tremendous capital investment over the next 10 years as the infrastructure that was installed in the post-World War II era ages out, coal and nuclear generation is retired, and new utility-scale renewable wind and solar generation is installed in remote areas. He added that as these technologies become more powerful and smarter, the associated IT systems used to manage complicated HVTS deployments now leverage digital wireless sensors in every new piece of equipment, enabling better visibility on the performance, health and capacity of the transmission system at every point along the way. The German Federal Statistical Office, the Statis, has presented new data focusing on the dependence of the EU member states on foreign energy imports in 2012. Arbeitsgemeinschaft Energiebilanzen also provided additional 2013 Germany energy data. The Statis analysed the relationship between net energy imports and primary energy consumption. Highlights of the report include 17 of 28 of the EU member states met over half of their requirements on energy by imports. On average, the import percentage in the EU is 53.4%. Malta tops the Eurostat list, having to import 100% of its energy, followed closely by Luxembourg and Cyprus. Germany's energy import dependence was 61.1%, while Denmark was the only net exporter of energy, with a negative import energy dependence of -3.4%. Meanwhile, the agency released further data on the structure of that primary energy consumption, its development and generation of energy in Germany in 2013. That data shows the share of renewable energy increased to 10.4%, up from 10.3% in 2012. Meanwhile, natural gas increased to 22.9%, up from 21.7%, while the share of nuclear decreased to 7.7% from 8.1% in 2012. That's all from this week's Power Engineering International News. We look forward to presenting you with more international energy sector news next week.